Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, they proudly serve their country, but there's something called the invisible wounds of war. We'll be talking to Judge John Roach. He's the presiding judge of the North Texas Veterans Court. Next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, I never served our country in the military. I have so much respect for the men and women who have, and many of them come back and they're coming out of combat and they're dealing with invisible wounds. To talk about that right now is Judge John Roach. He is the presiding judge of the North Texas Veterans Court. Judge Roach, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me, Jeff. Appreciate it.
Why don't you set the stage for us? So what is North Texas Veterans Court?
Well, Jeff, I'm a judge. I'm a judge in Collin County, and I'm a criminal judge, among other duties that I have. And I was noticing in that job is that I was in confronting veterans who had issues in that system that were not getting the help that they needed. And so I kept seeing them back again and again and again. And so I said, there's got to be something better that we can give our veterans than doing the same old, same old. And so I searched around the country and I found a concept called Veterans Court, which was started up in New York. And then I decided we needed to bring it here to North Texas.
I have so many questions for you, but I found a great piece done by a reporter at Channel 8 a few years ago. Let's go ahead and roll that piece.
A new program in Texas is helping veterans who find themselves on the wrong side of the law earn a second chance. Noel Walker has the story.
Good morning. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag.
Service to country.
With liberty and justice for all. Please be seated.
It isn't just a pledge. For the people in this room.
You solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Service came at a price.
My understanding that you intend to plead guilty to that offense today. Is that true?
We aren't showing their faces.
You've been in jail for, what, 20-something days?
Or naming the defendants.
Offense of driving while intoxicated. How do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, sir. They are all veterans.
And I told you if you wanted to do it the Air Force way, go down the hallway and do it the easy way.
He's a Marine.
Didn't I? But if you wanted to do it the Marine way and you want to do it the hard way, then you come in this court and do what you're supposed to do. All right, welcome our newest member to the Collin County Veterans Court.
Judge John Roach, Jr., presiding.
Hey, did you lose some more weight? Oh, come on. Come on, let's go. How many you want to do?
He runs Veterans Court like boot camp.
All right, let's go.
1, 2.
It's basic training for civilian life.
We got guys today that you'll notice who are in blue and white.
With the help of a unique program.
That's the new Valor program.
Giving veterans.
Hey, Thomas, you're doing good. You can relax now.
A second chance.
I want to repay the blank check that they wrote to our country.
Judge Roach.
They're different in jail even.
And Collin County Sheriff Jim Skinner.
Well, we both served.
Can relate.
The fact of the matter is, as veterans, we both know, and we were taught from the beginning, you don't leave a brother or sister behind.
Whether it's the battlefield.
It's a bond that you really can't describe.
Or the legal system.
My deputies constantly see in law enforcement across the United States encounter veterans who are self-medicating because they found themselves in a situation where they're trying to ease the pain. But when we see a group of veterans together, we know that they do much better together.
That's why the Valor program was launched late last year at the Collin County Jail.
And a new rehabilitative and therapeutic program that incorporates aspects of military culture.
Shoes shined, hospital corner sheets, and reminders of where they came from. The jail's Valor Pod is shared space for veterans who share some of the same experiences.
The unique thing about this is there's a certain aspect of unity, and that's something that we always had in the military.
Colt Floyd went through the Veterans Court system after coming home from his second deployment.
I think it just kind of become so much of a burden that it all kind of came to a head, and it took me having run-ins with the law to get me kind of turned and headed in the right direction.
Colt is a success story. Now he works for Veterans Court and the Valor Program.
I think I signed your release papers.
Justice isn't black and white.
You're kind of a hard case to start with, weren't you? Yes, sir.
In here, justice is red, white, and blue.
I'm really looking forward to seeing where you're headed.
In order for a veteran to qualify for the program, they have to be nonviolent offenders. The program also includes therapy and reintegration training to help veterans succeed in the civilian world.
So impressive. And that was about 5 years ago. Give us an update. What's happened since then?
Well, we've grown a lot. I think probably back 5 years ago, we had about 70 veterans in the entire regional veterans court. Today, we have about 150. And so we've gotten much, much bigger, which just means we're being able to touch more veterans' lives for the better.
And now other counties are modeling your program?
They are. We have counties, probably I'd say 39 counties throughout Texas have veterans courts. Not all of them are modeled after mine, but I work really, really hard to prop those up all around the state.
That's so cool. Tell us your favorite success story so far.
Well, there's so many. These veterans working so hard to change their lives and stuff, and so I hate to pick one. But one does come to mind, and that's that a veteran was arrested up in Collin County, and when the officers found him, he was in a ditch with a needle in his arm. He had been addicted to heroin. And so he was at his all-time low. He had no hope. He had no thought about his future. And he ended up in Veterans Court. And once we got him into Veterans Court, we hooked him up with our mental health professionals. We got him into inpatient treatment. We got him into outpatient treatment after that. We got him into individual counseling. And you started to see the veteran just grow and grow and grow and get tame this demon inside of him so he could change his life. And so as the program went on, he just got better and better. He looked better, he acted better, he got a job, he reestablished relationships with members of his families that had been wasted away because of his addiction. And on his graduation day, he said the program saved his life. And today he is an active member of our community who is sober, who now is a manager at an HVAC company here in Dallas. And we're very proud of that and all the veterans who've been through the court.
Do you end up running into veterans? Like you're in a grocery store?
I do, a restaurant, a grocery store. There's a hey, Judge, and it's always a positive experience. I'm a little embarrassed by it because I'm out in public and stuff, but it's always a very positive experience to see those veterans, and it really makes my day.
That's awesome. We're going to pull up the blog page from your website, and as we scroll down the blog page, I love that you're creating a lot of great content. Tell us about the kinds of stories that you like to post.
I like to hopeful stories, because that's what it's really all about. It's about establishing hope for these veterans who are hopeless when I first meet them. And so these posts are just different stories about the veterans and Veterans Court and the different veteran programs that we have in Collin County.
And you've been proudly serving Collin County since 2007. I found a great video that was done on you a few years ago. Let's go ahead and roll that.
I guess my journey began when I was about 7. I remember writing a letter to my parents in the 2nd grade telling them I wanted to be a lawyer. Well, I spelled it wrong. I spelled lawyer L-A-W-Y-O-U-R, but I knew what it meant. 8 hours after my high school graduation, while all of my friends and classmates were celebrating, I was getting my head shaved in the United States Marine Corps boot camp. I know a lot of people enlist for the scholarships or because they have no other option. I really wanted to serve my country. Serving in the military was the highest form of public service I could think of. My reserve duty led to active duty in support of Operation Desert Shield, Desert Storm. Afterwards, college, and then off to law school. And that's where I met Laura. She was my law school sweetheart. And Laura was by my side through graduation, when I went to work at a downtown Dallas law firm, and when I ran and served on the Plano City Council. Laura and I eventually left our respective law firms and started our own in Plano. We worked, raised 3 incredible boys, and continued to be part of our community. We were really enjoying the fruits of our labor, but why wasn't it more fulfilling? It just didn't make any sense. I remember thinking, I have a great wife, 3 healthy boys, a successful business. What could I possibly be missing?
It was a strange time for us, especially for me, because our law firm was growing and was successful, and we had just had our third son, and I could tell that John was really struggling about what he wanted to do in the future, which was confusing to me because I thought we had our future already planned. He was my business partner and my life partner, and we were just going to go down the path of running a law firm together.
Well, lucky for us, our church began a series called The 40 Days of Purpose. It's based on a book called The Purpose-Driven Life, written by Rick Warren. We went to every class, we read the book cover to cover, we wrote in our workbooks, and slowly but surely, I started to figure out what I was missing. What I realized is that I was looking inside instead of up. Here I was, well versed in the law and finding personal success, but I was neither fulfilling my purpose nor my passion, which was and always has been public service. And so I asked myself, how could I use my education and training in the law to better serve others? How about becoming a judge? God is our eternal judge, but Romans 13 talks about those put in authority here on earth. Verse 4 says, He is God's servant for your good. I first took office in 2007, and I have really enjoyed fulfilling my purpose ever since. In fact, this journey has led me to opportunities that I could never have imagined. For example, presiding over the North Texas Regional Veterans Court, the first regional veterans court of its kind in the entire United States. It is a privilege to help serve and rehabilitate those who honorably served our country, but who have since lost their way. Serving as judge of the 296 District Court, it just fits. I truly believe I'm doing exactly what I was designed to do. I ran for office because I was led to. I truly wanted to use my natural talents and my God-given gifts to fulfill my ultimate purpose. And as judge of the 296 District Court, I think I've done just that.
Wow, you've had an amazing career. Do you think, is your legacy going to be the Veterans Court?
I think it is. I really do. That's really where my passion lies. It just makes you want to get up every day and help a veteran. And so, yeah, I hope it's my legacy. And of course, in addition to being a great dad and husband.
You do have a Hallmark family, like it looks.
I do. But I was so much younger back then, Jeff. I don't know why we're doing that.
I think you look great. Okay, final thoughts, Judge. What would you like to leave people with?
Listen, veterans, although you see them in your community and they're walking around amongst us and stuff, a lot of them have these invisible wounds that Jeff was talking about. And so just understand that. And as you approach a veteran, understand what they've been through. And then support programs that support veterans, like the Veterans Court or the Valor program also in Collin County. Just support them and let them know that they have their community behind them. And that makes all the difference in the world. And that does allow them to have hope.
Amazing. You've been a great guest. We're going to end with his website, which is judgeroach.com, the great Judge John Roach. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks, Jeff. I appreciate it.
You bet. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.